Chapter 9. Caught off balance. The car slowed as they pulled into the driveway of what had been their home, now nothing but a charred ruin, barely recognizable. Marcy's shoulders shook, tears escaping despite her best efforts. Watching her cry, Carsten's guilt sharpened like a blade. His only thought was, "Let's get away from here, fast." He said, "Come on, babe, let's get out of here. There's a whole world waiting to be saved." Marcy nodded, forcing a fragile smile. Without a word, she slid into the back seat of the Crown Victoria. Lerner popped the trunk. Carsten loaded their possessions and the bag of road snacks with guilt-ridden hands. After closing the trunk, he slid into the seat beside Marcy. Jones broke the silence as Lerner merged onto the freeway ramp. "First, a quick stop before we head out. Miramar. Won't be more than 10 minutes, then we're on the road." No one spoke. The shock of seeing their burned home still clung to them like heavy fog. 20 minutes later, Jones spoke again. "I'll need your driver's licenses. Without them, you won't get on base." Carsten, a former Navy man, and Marcy, a Camp Pendleton worker, understood and silently complied. Lerner handed their IDs to the guard at the Miramar gate. The guard inspected them, nodded, and returned the licenses. As the gate closed behind them, the tension deepened inside the cramped car. Jones leaned forward cautiously. "We're trading the sedan in for something roomier, to make the trip more comfortable for you too." Marcy and Carsten exchanged glances, neither fully trusting the promise. What wasn't said, this new ride would also help them disappear, should anyone see them slipping into the Crown Victoria's back seat and vanishing without a trace. Minutes later, Lerner steered them into a shadowed, forgotten airplane hangar. He killed the engine and popped the trunk. Jones and Lerner conferred briefly with a quiet man beside a custom camper attached to a truck bed. "You got the keys?" Lerner asked quietly. The tech nodded and handed them over without a word, retreating into the gloom. Marcy waited, then followed Carsten toward their new home on wheels. Lerner unlocked the camper's windowless door and thrust it open. "Take a look. It's nothing fancy, but roomier than the car's back seat. Might even be bigger than your hotel room." Marcy let out a surprised chuckle and stepped inside, a cramped U-shaped seating area with storage cabinets and a small sleeping area that stretched over the truck's cab. "This will do," she said softly, a genuine smile breaking through. Lerner grinned, the first real warmth between them. "No TV, not like the Rockstar luxury rigs, but the sound system is decent. You can play the radio, CDs, tapes, whatever you brought." "Oh yeah," Marcy said. "You ought to know, I brought tunes." "You'll hear them soon enough." Carsten just rolled his eyes as he struggled to climb the high step into the camper, his arms full of backpacks and goodies. "Here, let me help," Jones offered, taking the load. Carsten grabbed the door handle, steadied himself, and climbed in. Jones handed back just the plastic bags with snacks and CDs. "Why don't I toss these in the crew cab's back seat with our luggage? Give you 2 more room," Jones offered. "Need anything from the backpacks first?" They had clothes only, no point changing outfits mid-trip. Carsten shook his head. Jones closed the door. Carsten turned to Marcy. "Looks like we're stuck here for a while. Let's make ourselves at home." The truck rumbled to life, with the camper tilting as it moved. Carsten nearly tipped, then settled beside Marcy. "I'll wait to put this stuff away till we hit the freeway," he said thoughtfully. "You know what's weird?" Marcy sighed, knowing this wasn't a question but a sign to listen. She asked, "What's weird?" Carsten said, "Well, Jones said he'd put our stuff in the back seat with their luggage, but the Vic's trunk was empty when I loaded ours. They didn't have any luggage. Maybe they already had their stuff waiting in the truck." "Yeah, that must be it." Neither really believed it, but the alternative was too frightening to face aloud. Marcy slid her hand into his. After a long silence, Carsten whispered, "I've been thinking about these last few days." "I know," Marcy said softly. If someone told me a week ago we'd be riding in a camper to Utah with two men we'd only known for 48 hours, I would have called them insane. It's more than that, Carsten said. Our car burned. Our house burned. We lost everything. Then these guys show up, pull us out just as the insurance cuts off, offer us jobs. And now here we are, in a camper, going to only God knows where. Too many coincidences. He pushed back the curtains slightly, letting pale morning light spill in. The view was a blur of hills rushing past, as Carsten continued talking. It feels like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Like we're unwitting patsies. Life imitating art, and I'm Roger Thornhill. Marcy squeezed his hand. I thought the same. But remember what you said in the store. Jones trusts us. You called it a valid offer. You second-guess yourself, but your instincts are always right. Maybe what you're feeling is just like being in a cage, the feeling of nowhere to go. Even if we could get the dark, the more worse for us. We're trapped in this moving box for now. Carsten nodded slowly. Thanks for talking me down when I lose my mind. I should just sit back and enjoy the ride. Marcy's smile turned mischievous. Speaking of, it'll be hours before we stop again, so maybe we could both enjoy the ride. What does your gut say about that? Looking into those sparkling eyes, that tempting grin, Carsten knew there was only one answer. It's not my gut talking now.